On the surface, the man seemed to be washing his hair as usual, but if you looked closely, he never touched a single drop of water. The water that fell from his head went straight into a metal bucket he had prepared in advance. In the end, he even pretended to wipe off water from his body. He did all of this to fool the enemy officer. The enemy was badly dehydrated. If they didn't drink soon, they would die of thirst. When the enemy officer heard there was a well here, he went to the commander and asked for access to the water. But in truth, the well had dried up more than half a day ago. To drive the enemy away, the commander staged an elaborate performance. The act worked. The enemy believed they had an endless supply of water. However, the enemy officer thought that since they had more men, they could simply take the well by force. But things didn't go as he expected. The commander had already taken control of the high ground. The enemy's reckless charge was nothing but suicide. In less than 30 minutes, the enemy was forced to retreat. Back at their base, the soldiers collapsed to the ground, crying for water. The officer realized this could not go on, so he returned for another round of negotiations. But again, the two sides failed to reach an agreement. The enemy refused to trade their weapons for water. They only threatened that if the well was handed over, the attacks would stop. That promise was clearly a lie. At that moment, one soldier pulled out a small knife and killed the enemy officer, but he was shot dead by the enemy right after. Without their leader, the enemy fell into chaos. Now, all they cared about was water, so they launched a wild, unorganized attack. After that charge, the team of 9 was reduced to only 4 men. The enemy still had many soldiers left. Then a grenade was launched, and the team was down to 3 men. Before they could react, the enemy threw another grenade. Now, only 2 soldiers remained. The commander gave his final words and prepared to fight to the death. But something strange happened. The enemy soldiers raised their weapons above their heads. They wanted to trade their guns for water. The man couldn't stop laughing at the sight. But when he looked in the same direction as the enemy, he was shocked. The dry well was suddenly gushing with water. It turned out the grenade had hit the bottom of the well and opened the underground spring. The enemy drank like they had been reborn. But the commander didn't feel happy. To prevent another attack after they drank, he ordered the nearby soldier to collect all the enemy weapons. In the end, what looked like a hopeless battle turned into a lucky victory. At last, their backup forces arrived. The commander said goodbye to the brothers who had fought beside him and then began a new life.